I was overwhelmed with all of the work and the fame. It all happened at once.
I had to really just get myself through some tough times, and music was a way to pull myself through. I think this album,
And I never felt beautiful. I just always thought that beauty was something else, being thin, having long, beautiful hair, being light-skinned, you know.
My 80s and 90s babies, where are you? Do you all recall Brandy Norwood, the star of the popular comedy Moesha from the 1990s? Yes, Brandy, the artist who would later revolutionize the music business with her calming voice and international successes like Right Here and Aphrodisiac. Hi everyone, and welcome back to our channel Celeb Zone. Brandy was originally well known as the star of the TV show Moesha before she went on to win a Grammy. Even so, do you recall it? Please allow me to jog your memories. I'm confident that we are now in agreement. However, the pressure to maintain her thinness, her unhealthy relationships, and a horrific catastrophe would change Brandy Norwood's life irrevocably behind the scenes of her fairy tale career. Some of her professional high points include having her own TV program, owning a Barbie doll, and winning a Grammy. But along the way to the top, she also faced some difficult challenges. The tragic reality about Brandy's life will astound you. When Brandy's mother and her manager at the time, Sonia, stopped by the recording studio in 1996, she was hard at work on her sophomore album, Never Say Never. Instead of listening to the music, the senior Norwood had a different type of pitch. According to Brandy, when she showed me the script that Ralph Farquhar and the other Moesha authors had given her, I said, "Mom, I'm not an actress." Good day, everyone. Hey, what's going on? I'm sorry, I slept in. I used some of the set eggs when scrambling. The singer, who was 16 at the time, had experience acting. However, Brandy acknowledges that after appearing for one season on the brief-lived sitcom Thea, I didn't really pursue acting seriously. The artist, who was grown in California but was born and raised in Mississippi, claims that she accepted to play the lead in Moesha because she related to the character, family dynamic, and plot. South Los Angeles served as the setting for the UPN series that Farquhar, Sarah V. Finney, and Vita Spears produced in 1994. Farquhar recalls that Felicia Henderson proposed that we target Brandy because she had recently achieved success with her multi-platinum first album and was also featured on the cover of 17. Young black girls watched in fascination for 6 seasons beginning in the late 1990s as Moesha led a carefree existence, dancing in Leimert Park in front of its famed fountain, writing in her notebook about her wild high school days and nights, and controlling her family. Back in her actual life, Brandy was attempting to act like any other teenager, even inviting Kobe Bryant, who was then an NBA prospect, to her senior prom. But it wasn't as simple as recording vocals in the booth to carry a complete concert on her back. The singer, who is now 44 and a staple on television, acknowledges that she was terrible in the beginning but points out that she wasn't the only one to think so. Everyone felt I was terrible. Actress Kim Fields, who is currently unmarried, is credited for teaching her acting. Brandy acknowledges that Fields frequently met her on tour to go through scripts and that she snapped me into major discipline. I wouldn't have succeeded without her. Lee Cheryl, it was groundbreaking to cast a young woman who resembles Brandy in the starring position, especially one who is sporting braids, according to Ralph, who portrayed Moesha's stepmother Dee. In Ralph's words, "I felt as if everything I'd gone through as a black female entertainer had been worth it when I first saw her in all her braided glory." However, the artist didn't initially see wearing the protective style as a sign of advancement. It was a situation of need, and Brandy wasn't hesitant to speak the truth in front of everyone. Before her singing career took off, she recalled working at a hair salon when a hairdresser advised she perm her hair. She explained, "I started wearing braids because a lot of my hair came out, and it was one of the best decisions I ever made. It simply speaks to who I am at my core." But for young Brandy, popularity rapidly turned sour, and her downward slide became apparent. The creators of the show began to put additional pressure on her. Years later, when Oprah Winfrey interviewed Brandy, she talked about the pressure she encountered in Hollywood. While referring to one of the producers of Moesha, Oprah asked, "What kinds of things would he say?" Brandy then answered, "He called me a bitch 13 times in one day. I counted. I thought, how could you have the audacity to call me a bitch when you're not doing a dang thing? Not even grocery shopping. You gotta pay the cost if you're gonna be the boss." But I was as sweet as pie with him and walked on eggshells, so I wouldn't upset him. Brandy disclosed that the show's creators began to change her on-screen persona, usually to make her seem vile and cruel. She had undergone a significant transformation from the charming, endearing kid she had always been. When Oprah questioned whether the intimidation and character change caused her to leave Moesha, she sadly replied, "Yes, I had no decision-making power on that show. Yeah, I was blamed for so much. The same people who were smiling in my face were talking about me behind my back. Then I'd go home and there was Satan tearing me down. On top of that, I was trying to be thin because the camera adds 10 pounds. I was abusing my body." Brandy acknowledges that she was unable to be completely honest with her mother. Thus, the discomfort was biting at both ends. And when Oprah questioned Brandy about how she eventually freed herself from all the suffering Moesha had caused, she said, "I broke down. I started to feel very bad on the set one day. My character, Moesha, was being very judgmental of one of her friends. And I was like, this character has got to go. I couldn't take it anymore. She was too perfect. So I pulled a diva move and left the set, something I'd never done before. I remember turning off the clock when I got in the car and saying, I don't want to be on the world's time. I want to be on my own." The singer continued explaining her breaking point, saying, "I called homeboy and asked him to meet me somewhere. After we were together, I started to feel very dehydrated. So we bought some apple juice and I felt better. He had a dance audition and I wanted to go with him because I didn't want to be alone. In the car, I remember scooting all the way down in the seat and saying, I don't want to see cars or anything the world has to offer. I just want to see the sky and trees. After that, I blacked out. I don't know how I got back to my apartment." In summary, Brandy was a comedy star, top recording artist, and cover girl at the age of 15. Then, as is frequently the case with such a meteoric climb, she vanished from view. As would be expected, Brandy experienced a dramatic fall from grace. The award-winning singer claims that she has struggled to recover from an abusive relationship, an eating disorder, and what she refers to as a classic nervous breakdown. As if a successful sitcom and a successful singing career weren't enough to keep a teenager busy, Brandy was also one of America's favorite teen cover girls. She even had a doll of her own. She had several national ads. When the renowned Whitney Houston asked her to portray Cinderella in a 1997 made-for-TV film Houston produced, her young life genuinely appeared like a fairy tale. Living a regular life for young Brandy became impossible due to the celebrity, the pressure from several producers, and the desire of her mother to see her reach her pinnacle. As a result, she even faked her marriage. The singer faked a marriage while she was pregnant, her daughter, Sarai Eamon Smith, but not all of Brandy's background is as terrible. Robert Smith, the record producer who is the father of Brandy and Sarai, was not legally wed at the time they claimed to be. But why did she pretend to be married? Like other young celebrities, Brandy experienced pressure to project a specific image. She is one of several young celebrities who are expected to have a spotless reputation. This is due to the fact that the majority of her fan base at the time was made up of young people. She was looked up to, particularly by the Black community. Because everyone was looking, she had to protect her reputation. Brandy elaborated, "I felt like my mistakes would let down everyone if I made them. I had to make the transition from being a teenager to a woman and figure out what direction I was going to go in." Thus, Brandy revealed that she had secretly wed and was 6 months pregnant while doing so on the Oprah Winfrey Show in 2002. Her followers were shocked to hear the news. They continued to support the singer, nevertheless. Smith, though, revealed a bombshell after the pair separated. He admitted that they had never wed Brandy. It turns out that the couple made up their marital status in order to protect Brandy's reputation. The singer thought that revealing she had gotten pregnant out of wedlock wasn't an option for her because the pregnancy occurred at the height of her career. Robert's admission didn't sit well with her, and she accused him of attempting to harm her reputation. Since then, the couple has put their issues aside, gone on with their lives, and successfully co-parented. So the singer is in a terribly bad way because to Hollywood life, being Brandy wasn't going to be simple. What with her being a kid star, performing on the biggest platform, and sharing stages with some of the best musicians in the world. The singer was engaged in an automobile accident on the 405 motorway in late 2006. She hit the rear of a 2005 Honda traveling at 65 miles per hour while driving her 2007 Land Rover. The Honda impacted another car, skidded, and then struck the center divider, where it was struck once again by an approaching car. Brandy was unharmed, but the Honda's driver, Awadaf Abduhaje, passed away from blunt force injuries at the hospital. This incident, which came after her relationship with her daughter's father ended, affected the singer for a very long period. Brandy acknowledged in a People interview that she thought about self-harm following the incident and remembered lying in bed feeling really unhappy. She acknowledges that throughout her worst moments, she was sustained by the idea of her daughter, Sarai Emin Smith. Additionally, Brandy has kept up her mental health work, releasing it on albums like Borderline and By Bipolar. The singer made it clear that she has not been given a bipolar illness diagnosis, but she also acknowledged that she is in treatment, actively practices meditation and writing, and maintains a strong relationship with God. Some of her supporters continue to applaud her despite her difficult path, with one tweeting, "Brandy and Moesha had some of the best fits I've ever seen in a sitcom. I gotta know who was styling her." With another, added, "The fact that Brandy was starring in Moesha, played Cinderella, and recorded one of her best albums all around the same time. Like, please, don't play with her." There you have it then. Brandy's fast ascent to the top and catastrophic fall from grace. Do you believe that those who were close to her contributed to how things turned out? Thanks for watching our video. Make sure to subscribe our channel for more celeb videos. Don't forget to like and comment. Also share it with friends and family.